Hey,
Bum, bum.
what happened to the song though? I know.
Cave sports.
Cave
Chef.
4P3.
Sample Biz Marquee for Cape Sports. That'd be tight, right? What's up, everybody? Welcome to everybody to another episode of Cave Sports Football. Before we start, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor. It's SafeLightCandle.com. That's where you can get a bunch of Safe Light candles, LED lights, assortment LED lights to spice up your decoration backgrounds or whatever. All for a good price. Yes, Naro, very animate. There you go. Come on. There we go. There we go. We're going to put it all together now. That's SafeLightCandle.com, where you can stay lit without burning your house down. And before we start, just wanted to give a shout out to our website. Visit our website, k4v3.com/5P0RT5. That's sports, where you can further connect with us on the website, find us, join the Discord. Now, before we get started, I'm going to introduce to you my co-host. We got legit Naro, except the only thing not legit about you is your fantasy football team. We got Feel the Burn. Zach, our sports analyst specialist, very good with and on point with a lot of it. And I got Francis Money Reyes, because he's our pick specialist. So week 5 is finally in the books. It's been a rough one for Broncos country, but we at least we have one win, but we're not talking about them today. We're going to go over to the scores. And so let's just get to it. How about you, Zach? Just run us down the scores, and we can talk about some games we want to talk about after this.
Yeah, for sure. Kicked off with the first win for Bear Down for the Bears over the Commanders. Shout out to the Bears. Bears and Naro, I guess, were coinciding there a little bit, wanting to get that first dub this week. So shout out. Jaguars Bills in London, upset there, big upset. I think we'll be touching on that later for sure. That was a shocker down in London.
London, baby.
The Saints absolutely skunked the Patriots.
Mac Jones, sit down.
Who?
Mac Jones, sit down. Got benched.
Mac Jones, who?
Who?
Yeah. And then divisional matchup, which I think we all kind of came together last week and said was going to be close. Titans, Colts. Colts squeak one out. They get the win, but did they also get a loss there? We'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And then Ravens, Steelers, another divisional matchup we thought was close. Naro was in the house. Shout out to Naro being that good luck charm over there at was it Acrisure Stadium now?
Acrisure Stadium.
Yep. No longer Heinz Field.
I miss Heinz Field. Heinz Field had a ring to it.
It'll always
very
be
tasty.
Heinz Field. It'll always be Heinz Field in our hearts.
Nice and saucy there over there in Pittsburgh.
Next side, what else we got? We got a couple more games. Panthers, Lions.
Destroyed. Lions continue their rampage. And I think I'm going to be talking about them later as well when we talk about favorites currently. Falcons over the Texans, close game. CJ Stroud had a pretty sick drive at the end of that game to put the Texans ahead. Falcons found a way to get out of there. Desmond Ridder, probably his best game of his career so far. He had a great game with Atlanta. And that one got the dub. Dolphins continue their rampage as well over the lowly Giants. Again, my division pick for the NFC East is not looking great. I think we can pretty much put that in the dirt here, 6 feet under. Bengals, they finally came alive. Jamar Chase had a day, defeating the Cardinals there in a blowout. And then Eagles, I think that was that Lincoln Financial West?
Yes,
took over SoFi, which is a common theme for teams like the Eagles with that fan base and out west. Defeating the Rams. Cooper Kupp made his comeback in that game. As a Cooper Kupp owner in fantasy, I was very happy to see him back. But yeah, Eagles
great plays, but didn't translate to the score.
No, definitely did not.
Fan, I don't care because Puka was still doing his thing.
Yeah,
Puka Nacua, yeah.
I think a lot of people had questions on what was going to happen with cutback and how the distribution was going to be, but it looked like it just made Stafford and the offense better. They went into halftime. I believe they were up in that game 14-13.
Yep.
But the Eagles are the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. As Francis loves to sing in the shower every morning. So.
Mm-hmm. And in the morning when I wake up too, right when I wake up.
That's true. And closing out the week, we got more scores on here.
We should have more scores coming.
We do.
More scores.
Oh,
more scores.
What are the more scores?
More scores.
What's it? Sunday night football
was Cowboys Niners. That was an absolute domination by the Niners. What was that, 42-10? They won by 32 points. Honestly, even as a Niner fan, didn't see that coming in that at that level. But it was obviously great to see. We'll be talking about that next. And finally, Monday Night Football, Raiders eke out a victory over the Packers. Jordan Love threw an interception in the end zone late in that game. That sealed the deal for them. That was a pretty ugly game overall, but it was close. It was entertaining.
Two other teams we didn't mention were the Broncos, Jets, whatever, and then we had Chiefs, Vikings. Vikings.
A lot of controversy at the end of that game.
Yeah, that was another game that had a little controversy. And then the Jets, Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett celebrating because, well, Sean Payton talking his shit against Hackett. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, it's like, good job, you beat a team that's not even doing very well, and you weren't even the head coach. So whatever. Nathaniel Hackett, still a hack. I don't care. Chiefs, Vikings, like you said, it was a little controversial. Zach, why don't you break down that controversial stuff for us?
So number one, Taylor Swift was not in the house, and of course, there's a point. Just let me shake it off. All right.
They would have scored more if she was there. Is that the controversy?
She wasn't there. Travis Kelce goes down, non-contact injury. I think a lot of people thought maybe Achilles. Ends up being a sprain. Watch out for that going forward with Travis. However, there was a throw by Cousins on fourth down into the end zone, and after he released the ball, he got demolished by the defender. So didn't call roughing the passer, which they normally do. The ball might not have been deemed catchable, but I feel like the wide receiver in the end zone could have made a play on it, and if he would have tried to make a play, could have sold a pass interference potentially, or at least a holding. And then the defender, after the flag was thrown, which ended up getting picked up, defender took off his helmet, and the refs were sitting there telling him to put his helmet back on. Mm-hmm. Normally, when you take your helmet off on the field of play, it's going to be a penalty. Even if it would have been change of possession, Chiefs would have had to go half distance to the goal. Would have been a lot more, or a lot less comfortable for Patrick. The Vikings kind of peeled their ears back and pressure a little bit better. That changes that kind of play calling on the defensive side of the ball.
That actually
maybe just stopping at the ball this week. See, when you get closer to your own end zone, like it makes you nervous. So that's definitely something that could have affected the play, and I feel like it should have been called for sure. Obviously, people, we're a big rabbit hole podcast, collective unit. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories flying on that side of the spectrum for that game, which is funny. But yeah, Chiefs came away with the dub. They probably should have won that game anyway. But yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
I didn't expect the Vikings to put up that much, but hey,
the Vikings are always doing stuff like that, though. They're always like, not relevant, but they're always like dickheads. You know what I mean? Like they're always like almost ruining people's like days or seasons just because they feel like it, but they can't stay consistent.
Mm-hmm. Have they won a game this year yet? Are they still?
Yeah.
Are they? They're 0-5, right?
They're 1-4.
Oh, okay, 1-4. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw a really funny meme about about their whole division, about how everyone in that division completely switched places. Like the Lions are the new Packers, the Packers are the new Vikings, the Vikings are the new
Lions.
It's just really funny. Like the whole division has completely switched up.
That's what's going on right now in a lot of the divisions. I mean, it's nice to see these other teams finally getting their shine. I'm liking what the Lions are doing. Honestly, that I'm a fan of what they're doing. It's nice to see them up there. Panthers suck. They've always had to me. So, yeah, man. Next part of this, our in-house San Francisco 49ers fan. You guys got a big win over the Cowboys. don't you break that down for us, Zach, and you guys, whatever input you guys have? I mean, 49ers, is this the best team on the NFC? Or I know Francis has something to say about that, so let's talk about it. Cowboys, 49ers.
All right, well, I've done a lot of talking so far. I want to see your guys' opinions on this game.
Well, the Niners, Cowboys, obviously last week's, that was my pick of the week. I'm very happy that cashed very easily. I was chilling by halftime. I was like not sweating at all. So you love to see that when you're betting on some games. No sweats are always relaxing and enjoyable to watch. Like when you put money on these games and it's an easy win, then I actually still watch the rest of the game just because I know money's going into the account. So that's always fun. But yeah, I mean the Cowboys' offensive line is supposed to be one of the best in the league. I think they are ranked top 5, and to see, obviously, you're going against the first or second best defensive line, depending who you ask in the league. And I thought it was going to be more of a battle on the front lines, but the Niners' defensive line just dismantled Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott looked really lost in that game. And their run game couldn't get going. So it was just Niners just owned them on all fronts.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Naro? What you got on this?
I mean, I think this just kind of goes to show that the Cowboys are going to do Cowboy shit. Like, this is the same thing that we see and hear every year from the Cowboys. They want to start hard. They want to, talk about, it's our year, and we all know what's going to happen. The Cowboys are going to do the same shit. And at this point, I don't think it has anything to do with their players. Not that it doesn't. Like, Dak is not a great quarterback. Actually, someone showed stats. Dak is supposed to have one of the best lines in the league, and is supposed to be having one of the easiest times as a quarterback, right? And compared to Kenny Pickett, who has one of the worst lines in the league and the worst offensive coordinator in the history of football, and they have the exact same stats. So it's not the exact same, with like a fluctuation of like a point or two, but that's besides the point. Like that's absolutely insane. There's no reason that should be happening. So in my opinion, I don't think at this point the Cowboys, the players, they can only do so much, right? And it has to do with organizations. I think that the Cowboys organization is just not it. I don't think that they will ever be it. I don't think that Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. I think he's just in it for the money, and that's kind of been obvious to see, because they'll pop up and they'll play well, and then they'll play like crap because something is affecting the players and the organization. Something's affecting, because there's no reason why you have. Okay, let's talk about this. When Dak replaced Tony Romo, first off, I saw that coming. The moment that Dak stepped in, I saw that coming, because Romo got hurt and Dak was in to replace him, and then Tony Romo stepped in. You have, at that point, a better quarterback, and Dak was playing really well for like his first 2 seasons. Dak was doing fantastic. Him and Zeke were running it, and the line was doing great, and everything was. And that team had pretty much stayed together for the most part, with obviously some changes with the wide receiver group and a little bit of the line movement here and there. But how is that not happening anymore? You understand what I mean? Like there's something going on within the organization that is ruining. The same thing happened with Romo when Romo first got in. He was doing really well, and then he became Romo. So at this point, I feel bad for Cowboys fans, because I feel like their organization is kind of screwing them over, because every year they think it's their year, and it's clearly not.
Right. Do you guys think that maybe it's time to dump Dak and just refresh that whole thing, because clearly Dak isn't doing much for him, right? And I'm sure they can get a trade out of him, because there's teams out there that's desperate enough to maybe the Jets. Who knows? They need a quarterback, right?
There are teams that need a quarterback.
Broncos can't dump Russell Wilson. Too much money into him. There's teams out there that could use a quarterback. Do you think that this is maybe a time for Dallas to consider trading him and getting some value out of him while they can?
I think so, because your backup is Trey Lance. So I mean, it's kind of too early in the season right now. So it might have to wait till the end for this to happen.
That's true. Yeah.
If you want to start fresh, you have Trey Lance to at least try out for a few games and see where you're going. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just Dak is a middle of the pack quarterback, and if you're a Cowboys franchise looking to get into at least the Super Bowl, you need to change your scenery eventually. So,
right,
I think that might be the right move.
That's a good point, though. I mean, I think now if more than ever, they should just fucking put Trey at the front. Just start him up already, because you guys have given Dak. I mean, the Cowboys have for how long, and it hasn't been working out. Ezekiel Elliott, Dak experiment didn't pan out. Now Ezekiel's in New England, not doing shit. So I think now is a good time to just say let's try and Trey and see what we can do with this, because how much more do they want to go through this as a fan base? I know it's difficult, but hey, they them boys, right? What about you guys? Got any last things you guys want to bring up on this before we move on?
I don't think
So Dak can't get moved because of the dead cap hit that is on him. They were talking about this throughout all the tucking head segments that we've been having since this game. So they're kind of stuck with Dak. But the fans were chanting for Trey Lance in this game, and they played Cooper Rush instead. So I think that kind of tells where their head's at. Not sure what the Cowboys what the issues are, but I'm pretty sure on this show a couple weeks ago when Diggs got hurt, I said that's going to be a killer for that defense. And since that happened, it has been a killer for that defense. Now, they got away with playing teams like the Jets and the Giants. They're just poor offenses. But when you play a team like the Niners, well-oiled machine offensively, the mastermind of Shanahan calling this game, like you saw it in full effect. They picked apart that defense. Micah Parsons was more or less a non-factor in this game. And Brock Purdy just took advantage of the defense, like the soft spots in the defense. I think McCaffrey didn't have a great, rushing yards game in this one, but they did enough. Defensively, they were just all over Dak. And that was with a healthy offensive line that they didn't have against the Cardinals, and was the big reason why they lost that game. So we really saw the just the separation in the quality of these teams in the NFC. This was one of the first games where we saw that.
Right.
It was just not what people thought was going to happen going forward, myself included. Did not think it was going to be a 32-point win by the Niners. And with fans chanting Trey Lance at the end of this game to see him play, did not have that on my bingo card for this game. But the Cowboys, I still think there's something there. I just don't think it's their year. And I think we were talking way too soon about it being their year and not really looking into who they were playing at the time. Niners, I feel like solidified based on their resumes for this season. And Francis, we can chat about this, but based on the resumes for the season, Niners are the best team in the NFC. Eagles probably right behind them, and that gap is close, but that's
the fighting words for Francis.
It's not as close as we thought it was, or we thought it would be at this point of the season because of how both teams have played.
I agree with that. I think that the Eagles are still really good, but I think if they played each other right now, San Francisco would win that game for sure. Here's also what I would like to say on the San Francisco side. I think that people, and for some reason, I don't understand why they haven't at this point, but people need to start taking Brock more seriously. Because that man is a unit. He's not
put some respect on his name,
dude. For real, dude. He's not a one-hit wonder. Brock Purdy knows what he's doing. He's smart and he's good at his job. He is good at his job. That
100%.
When and we were talking about this before the show started. It will come down to the Eagles-Niners game on who will be number 1 and number 2 in the playoffs. And I think that as long as the Niners are healthy, it's going to be the Niners' year.
Yeah,
I
know Francis is just, Francis is more like, can't wait to show you guys different, right?
I love it.
Now, speaking of another game that's worth mentioning, in London, if you're a fan of these teams, because who watches 6 a.m. games other than the fans themselves, right?
I was up watching it.
Okay, then Zach
I'm on the East Coast, and I was already getting ready for the Steelers game. I was up at 8 o'clock. We were in downtown by 9. I was watching this thing.
Nice. Well, the Jags upset the Buffalo Bills in London. I know Francis was saying he had the Jags with that picks, but a lot of us fans, football fans alike, saw the Bills winning this. What did the Jags do differently that stunned the Bills, in your guys' opinion?
They didn't have to travel again. They played in London the previous week.
That's
so
one of them.
That's fair.
I feel like your international games, like, they can always cause some wonkiness. Something weird happens to players when they travel, like, outside of the country.
Yeah.
And the Jags had a competitive advantage. They literally played the Falcons the week before, and they had a week's rest and to adjust to the time zone and all that. So that's why I kind of felt that, in the quick hitters, I chose the Bills. But, as a betting man, I did mention last week to sprinkle some of your cash on the Jags because they're not a pushover team, and they just proved a lot of how skilled they are. They might not be a crazy talented team across the board, but they have enough talent at the right spots to put them over the edge in certain positions.
Yeah, I have to apologize to our viewers last week. I told Francis not to go with this pick as his pick for the week because I really didn't think that it was going to make that much of a difference. I didn't think that the Jags weren't going to put up a fight, but the way that the Bills just dismantled the Dolphins, I really thought that they were just going to come, even though they were traveling. Thought they were going to come through and they were going to beat the Jags for sure. So obviously traveling 10 hours makes a difference. That is a 7-hour time difference as well, so that throws you off too.
It must be so rough traveling in first class.
Well, hey man, that throws off your time clock though. That throws off your entire routine. Yeah. So and you see it just traveling from East Coast West Coast sometimes. So traveling like that, it really puts a toll on. I think they need to come up with a better scheduling process for the international games from now on, so that teams like the Jags don't have an unfair advantage. Or they need to have some type of maybe Thursday to Sunday type deal, or a bye week to Sunday, so that people can. I don't know. I have a lot of issues with the NFL. But
I mean, if you're the Bills, you'll take that loss, right? That's nothing. I mean, if you're going to lose, why not just take that and move on?
That's not nothing, dude. That's a conference game, and that is a game against a potential playoff seeding. Person. Potential.
Really see
and they lost to the Jets too.
Another big loss. They can't afford to lose these conference games.
Yeah, they can't. But other than that, it's London, and I don't know. I'm never too excited to watch these games because I just feel like players don't give a fuck about those games. Could just be me. I just feel like they show up like, man, I don't want to play here.
Someone saw. I think it's really funny. Someone saw took a picture of us with the giant ass American flag and said the NFL really has the audacity to sing the national anthem with a huge ass flag that's literally about our independence.
Oh, I saw that.
On a field that is the sport. I thought it was hilarious.
It's funny shit. It's the American ignorance.
My favorite.
At its best. Moving on, we have another caveman rant, this time brought to you by Legit Naro. I don't know what he's got cooked up for us, so we're going to give him the stage and let's hear what he has to say. Is it ridiculous? I don't know. Let's see it.
I have no clue what's going to happen.
I actually changed up my rant, like the topic of my rant right before we started this episode. So my original topic was going to be about refs. I have an issue with the refs. I have a solution about reffing and penalty calls. We'll get into that next week. It's a really good one. I've been talking about it for years.
Oh, it's a 2-part rant. Okay.
But we'll get into that later. It's not going to be. I'm not going to rant on this. I'm changing this up. Okay. My issue right now with the NFL is these past couple of years, there's been way too many injuries, more than there has been in the past. Now, don't get me wrong, it's football. There's going to be injuries. I understand that. But I feel like something is wrong. I know I was talking about this with my step-pops a couple weeks ago. More players are getting injured earlier on in the season, and it's because there's not as much conditioning happening throughout the offseason. And that falls on both parties, okay? Number one, it falls on the NFL as an organization, as well as the coaches and the staff of the NFL, right? Because there's a lot of regulations and a lot of things going on when it comes to injuries and especially head injuries, and I understand that. I get all that, but then comes to a point where they're not allowing a certain amount of training and time with each other and conditioning in the as a team, right? Well, when you're not doing that in the off season, you're allowing for more injuries during the season. There are way too many injuries happening. That's absolutely unbelievable, and it's getting to the point where it's starting to push a lot of these players to could potentially ruin their careers, ruin their seasons. A long time ago, a long time ago. Sorry.
What's a long time ago? Because you're younger than us, fool.
Yeah, right. But just thinking about RG3, the RG3 injury was a while ago. That was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
So the RG3 injury happened, right? RG3 got hurt and then sat out, and then they kind of rushed him back during the playoffs.
Shanahan.
To get him back, and that ruined RG3's career. It ruined his career. I personally think RG3 was way better than Cam Newton, and Cam had a better career because RG3 couldn't be healthy. And what I'm seeing right now is Anthony Richardson is about to have the exact same thing happen to him. He's already been hurt this season. He's already had to sit. And then he's back on the field. They're not mentoring this kid enough to be like, hey, listen, you got to take these losses. It's the beginning of your career. Stop. Don't push yourself too hard. They're not conditioning them. They're not mentoring these players enough. The point that this kid continues to go out there, and it's awesome that he's pushing himself, but the man's going to be out for 4 to 8 weeks now, and this could potentially. Anthony Richardson's got a solid career ahead of him, but a lot of people have question marks coming on him coming into the NFL, and he's not. He's been doing pretty damn well, right? And I'm afraid that he's going to turn into another RG3. We're seeing way too many injuries. And it's absolutely insane. So when it comes to the organization side of the NFL and the team staffs, they need to get this shit figured out on the offseason, because guys, this isn't like some random shit where people are playing a flag football during some type of years. This is their job, this is their career, this is their life. So if you're not fucking taking care of themselves, they're not taking care of their fucking assets throughout the fucking season, then they're not going to be able to play well. Now, where it falls on the player side is that, okay, if you're getting regulations and you're getting a little bit of time kind of taken away, you're not being able to, train with your organization, train with your staff and everything, then you guys need to come up with shit to do on the offseason as players, because it's starting to get to the point. There's a lot more injuries that are coming up. It's this season has been ridiculous with injuries. It's almost been the worst season I've ever seen when it comes to early injuries. It shouldn't be happening like this. So you need to be taking care of yourself. So you should be coming up with regimens that you're doing all the fucking time, because this is your career. You are a career athlete. You need to be fucking in shape 24/7. There's no reason why you should be coming from the off season out of shape. I know it's happened a couple times where some players, Debo Samuel last year, had an issue with him being out of shape when he was coming back into the season, and there was a whole thing going on with him and his coaching, the staff there, and it almost got him messed up and wasn't able to perform and play well, and they fixed it, and good for Debo to kind of be on top of that. But when you're not on top of your conditioning, you're not on top of taking care of your body, you're going to ruin your career. You're going to ruin your money flow. You're going to ruin your potential for championships. All these things factor in there. So it's absolutely unbelievable to see the amount of injuries that have been happening that should not be happening. There needs to be some type of fix, whether it's on the players' side, the player association side, or whether it's on the NFL, the coaching committees, and the commissioners, or whatever. Let's forget about the commissioner. He doesn't give a shit about anything. But there needs to be something. Something needs to happen during the offseason to keep these kids and keep these guys in shape, because it's ruining careers. It's ruining lives. Some shit needs to change and things need to get fixed. It's happening way too much.
Definitely.
That's my rant.
Not a bad rant. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. There's a lot of mishandling in the players' health and all of that. I mean, we saw that also last season. Remember with Tua, with the concussion stuff. So that's stuff that it has been going on. And will they address it? Who knows? But the NFL is known to, they want to win. They'll throw you in there, and if they can dump you, they'll dump. It's a business, and that's all you are. You're just an asset. And as much as people want to say, "Hey, we need to protect our assets," they want to make that money anyways, and they'll put you in regardless. You know what I mean? But I think that was a pretty good rant. I mean, it's a lot. It touched on things that a lot of people like ourselves do really agree on. But we can move on to our Cave Sports Fantasy Football League. Another week down, and Naro finally got his first win for his team. Congratulations. We definitely had a high scorer. Oh, Cave community. We had a high scorer. So let's run this down. Hit Squad, let's just give him a shout out real quick. Soul Controller PQ, 187 fantasy points. Could have been easily 200 if our format was different, but let's run down the scores. We got Fornicate, that's myself, at 164, beating Gordon Bombay 66.98. Come on, man, you got to try.
Damn.
Slime Bucket 143 to Crumbling Herb. Zach, that's your cousin, right?
That's my brother. That's my brother.
To 118. Legit Naro first win against Johnny Lance, who has a pretty good record, 111 to 81. Ayukin 74, but was not enough to defeat Francis Jarrell's Mask with 170. And like I said, we have Soul Controller Cave Member 187 against Aaron. Sorry, Aaron, man, and it's a rough season for you. 123. And our format has been showing that there's potential to have high scoring games that you guys can see right here. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah. What do you guys think of how our league's been going?
I think it's great. I mean, with the added flex and the added wide receiver, it gives you a little more opportunity to score some more points, maybe come back. I mean,
yeah.
Jermaine, you and I had a close matchup a couple weeks ago, and I think with the added position,
yeah,
it helped me at least, and I'm sure it's helping you with your higher scores. So I think it's fun.
No, it definitely brings a little. It kind of keeps you engaged because you see a high score and you get more interested because I play in a few leagues and it's all low scoring and it's kind of boring to watch. Like, like barely reached 100, whatever. And now we're seeing like you turn on your phone and you're like, oh shit! Like imagine being PQ. I got 187. What the fuck? I know, Francis. You were like 170, and then. And then I saw your comment to Zach. You just need 60 points for each. But
fucker had 50 points on Thursday, man. Get the fuck out of here.
But at least everyone here has
Michael Jordan shrug.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Michael Jordan shrug. That's the best way to put it.
It's fine. You can take this step. I'll be happy to get that dub in real life. So
yeah, this is just the Eagles-Niners rivalry brewing within Cave right now.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I know we're having technical difficulties with Naro. Are you back in here?
Kind of
back. Yeah, you're back. Congratulations on your win. How you feeling?
I am loving it, but looking at this, I would have lost to 2 losing teams. So I'm just happy that Johnny Lance had a terrible week because I feel like that's the only reason I got to win. So Zach, if you don't mind having a really bad week again this week, I'd appreciate that just so I can get at least one more win in.
Both a shrug.
No, that's Michael Jordan's bodyguard shrug.
I'm not.
What talk about?
This is the weirdest. Like our format's super weird. This is the weirdest league I've ever been in. So this is like really throwing me off on how I designing and in like trying to go to the waivers and stuff. This is really weird for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm destroying in my other league. I beat somebody 178 to 172 last week. So
you destroyed them by 6 points. Nice.
No, 172 to 78.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 172.
Oh, I probably did. I don't know. This is just throwing me off.
No worries.
Wild,
but. When Jermaine came out with the format of the 3 wide receivers and 2 flex, I automatically just went all wide receivers. If you look at my roster, I have like 3 running backs because and especially the way the game is played now, if you don't have like Derrick Henry or DeAndre Swift or CMC, then who gives a shit? Just pick up whoever's starting running back and then ride them the whole season. Just be really skilled with your receivers.
No, definitely. That's what I did. I just went receiver heavy, and my running backs. I mean, they're more like role players for me in my fantasy lineup. Yeah. That's all they are. Just get me 10 points. I'm good. I'll rely on the receivers to get the chunk of it in my quarterback. Right?
Exactly.
That was just kind of my strategy with this.
In the role playing.
Yeah, I love role playing.
Usually the way I'll draft is I'll draft receiver, running back, receiver, running back, receiver, running back for like the first couple, so I can get decent skills. Because this like I only have one good receiver. My only good receiver is Diggs, and other than that, I'm pretty much screwed because I picked Najee and Joe Mixon, and they're having dog shit years, and Najee's about to get dropped into the second string running back, which sucks. It's not Najee's fault. Not in any fucking type of way, but because of the way that how bad our line is and how shitty our fucking offensive coordinator is, our 5'6" running back is definitely better than our 6'5", 500-pound meat monster. You can't fit in between the meat monster.
That guy's huge. Najee's ginormous,
dude. Like he's so big, and it's awesome because like he can.
Pause.
He's gonna turn it to the third down.
He's a big man.
Oh, you the so big man.
The holes that are created by our line, they're like so fucking small that only a 4-foot fucking running back can fit through it. Darren Sproles would be the perfect running back.
Big men, small holes. Tough.
Naro, I know you're having a hard time with your lineup and you kind of need some, so let's talk about some hidden gem waiver wires. Maybe it'll help you out. Another one at the top, I know receiver with KJ Osborne, Josh Downs, DeMercado. Zach, what's your input on all of this? Who do you have that's a sleeper in the waiver wire that could still be available that could help out Naro or anyone else?
So if there's any of these third, fourth string Chargers wide receivers out there that are now second, third string, definitely keep your eye out to see if Palmer and or QJ is out there, Quentin Johnston. Those are two receivers I would pick up. DeMercado was the dude from Arizona. I believe
James Conner's out this week, so I
believe he's on the IR. I have him in a different league. Ingram, the running back there, was actually showing up as the RB1 on their depth chart.
Really?
At practice today. So, if you're into that kind of thing with the Arizona rushing attack, then do you? But those guys are going to get some work for sure. Tight end, if Logan Thomas is available, he got a lot of love on Thursday night. It looks like he's finally healthy and he's getting fed. He might be playing that, Travis Kelce role in Eric Bieniemy's offense over there in Washington. So as long as he's healthy, he'll be a good addition. Kickers, I don't. Nick Folk, maybe, if he's available with Titans.
I dropped Matt Gay, so you could pick up Matt Gay if you want.
Matt Gay, yep. Prater had a rough day.
I was surprised he was still on the waiver wire.
If you're looking for that Monday night Hail Mary, Dicker is probably available in leagues. Defenses, there seems to be some pretty good matchups this week. Look out for whoever's playing the Jets, whoever's playing the Giants.
Yeah. Gay Dicker.
I would not say go after whoever's playing the Broncos because contrary to popular belief, they're putting up some points in yards. So even though they're struggling with their record, they're not really, providing that relief for fantasy defenses. So, and then quarterbacks stream Matt Stafford this week. I just dropped him in 1 week and I got Herbert back, but I would have liked to kept on him just to see what he does. Now with Cup healthy. So stream Stafford. Dobbs still available probably, and if Brock Purdy's available, pick him up.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Francis? Nara, you got any picks you guys think that people are sleeping on that's still in the free agency that could use some love?
I think Zach pretty much covered it, but if you have Jordan Addison, I'm sure he was drafted already in a lot of leagues. You're definitely starting him this week. I know last week I didn't start him because I had some, I didn't need to, but
you fucking need him.
Yeah, I didn't need to because DJ Moore dropped the.
What a luxury!
Look at that score. Ridiculous.
That's why I went wide receiver heavy. So I'm just saying. So you have some options.
DJ fucking Moore though. Whatever.
We had a good week the week before too. Like they're starting to like collaborate over there. Like they're figuring out. They're getting really comfortable.
Yeah, Justin Fields trying to figure it out. So
I don't have anybody. My pick last week was Josh Dobbs, and okay, but he averages right now 18 points as a quarterback, which is really decent for a quarterback. And I guarantee by the end of the year, he's going to be averaging 20 to 21 points for a quarterback. That's really good. So if you don't have Josh Dobbs, you need to get Josh Dobbs. The man is very technical. He worked under Ben for a while. Ben Roethlisberger said that he was one of the smartest quarterbacks he's ever worked with. And he was a journeyman for a little bit, but I really think he's found a home in Arizona. Josh Dobbs is a pickup, needs to be. The only thing that I will say is that if you are Steelers receivers, stay away from away from anybody with the Steelers right now. The only three guys that are giving you points for the Steelers are George Pickens, Jalen Warren, and the Steelers defense. Other than that, stay away from pretty much everybody. But just remember, in 2 weeks, Deontay Johnson comes back, and it might screw up George Pickens' other stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Naro, quick question: if for the Najee Harris owners who have Jalen Warren as a handcuff, would you switch them out?
I would 1,000%. If you
start them both,
Jalen Warren, you need to put Jalen Warren in, and you need to sit Najee. And I would bench Najee at this point. I wouldn't be surprised to see them switch the roles coming into week 7 off the bye week, because just the way that the offensive line is and the way that Fuckface is making calls.
I like it. Fuckface.
They're both, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you guys remember, Najee's had 2 really good years. His first 2 years were absolutely great years. And he was a solid running back. He was putting up anywhere from 12 to 17 points a game for fantasy. So is just really bad. They're not using him right, and Jalen Warren's small and can move. And I don't know if you saw, but he can jump too, apparently. So,
Right.
So 100%. If for some reason you have them both on your league, switch them out. If you're not starting Jalen Warren by now, you need to. Obviously not this week, they're on bye week, but you need to start Jalen Warren. If you have good running backs, Jalen Warren is a flex for sure.
Nice. Well, those are all great picks. I believe that could still be wandering in our free agency. So I hope, I'm facing Johnny Lance next. So I hope you're watching. I want you to pick someone up because I looked at your roster before this, and you got some injuries. So please pick someone up so we can have some fun in this because I'm about to just murder you. So,
damn. Clip that if he loses.
Yeah, put it in there. Hey, Johnny, sorry, but pick him up. Do something in free agency. Do something.
No, proper if you lose, we're clipping that shit and we're posting that everywhere.
Clip it. I'm all for it.
Well, all the smoke.
45 minutes. Clip that shit.
Yeah,
all the smoke.
Minutes. Let's go. All the smoke. Johnny Lance versus me. Make it a game, please. Now that fantasy football is finally covered, and we got some good coverage on who to pick up if they're still available. We're gonna move on to our next segment where we have Francis Money Reyes talk about betting. So if you're trying to make some money and pay that rent, pay that car note, whatever it is, Francis is your guy. So hopefully you can make some money. So Francis, take it away.
Hey, I just want to recap real quick. Ever since week 1, I went 1-2, and now I'm being smart, just one pick a week, and now we're 5-2 for the year. We won every pick of the week so far, so I'm hoping to keep the wave rolling. This week I got Dolphins -13. They are playing the Panthers, and the Panthers are just really bad. And I just feel like the Dolphins are just gonna own them. I mean, this is one of those spots where the line is pretty large, but when the team that's favored is going against a team that's really bad, that hasn't shown any type of fight at all to any team, I just feel like this is a good spot to pick them. I know I preach about the public, how heavy they're betting on a team. You kind of want to stay away from it, but the more I did my research, I just feel like the Dolphins are going to kill them, and yeah, I really like this one. So hopefully you guys ride with me, and the Dolphins are at home. It's I think the line is actually at 13.5, so buy the hook to -13, and that should get you to like -120 or -130 odds versus -110 at 13.5. But hey, if you want to ride at 13.5, go for it. I just always preach buying the hook at least, just to buy you a little bit of insurance. So I hope we keep this wave rolling. I hope Tua and Tyreek Hill just dismantle the Panthers, and I hope it's going to be a good one. So hope you all ride with me. Hope y'all keep riding with me. And I do want to add, this is not my pick of the week, but I will be also inside the Cowboys-Chargers game Monday night. I will be at SoFi. So you already know I'm betting on the Chargers while I'm there. I need to make that game live. I'm betting on the Chargers. What do you mean?
No, stay away, Francis. No. You haven't been successful betting on the Chargers this week. Whatever.
Hey, man. I know. This year that has been bad for the Chargers, but...
No, for you picking the Chargers.
I know. I picked them week 1.
Okay.
And I bet on them week 2 without giving it out. But it's against the Cowboys, and I'm going to be there. I need to have some more fun, man. Like, I just need to make it more lively for me. And then if they go down, then you can live bet while you're there too. It's just a whole vibe, It's just
might as well make an experience out of it while you're there, right?
Exactly. So. And it's against the Cowboys. Like, I'll never bet on the Cowboys unless they're playing the Panthers, or like a fucking sorry ass team. So
unless they're playing the Panthers.
Plus, I have Chargers over 9.5 regular season games this year. I need them to inch closer to, I need them to be at least by 9 wins by week 14 or something, week 15, please. So I'm hoping they're
it will happen.
Right. Yeah, I hope they get the dub right on Monday. So that's not my pick of the week. You don't have to ride with me, but if you want to ride with me, I'll be there.
Cave Sports, let's ride.
That's a scrimmage pick. We're not going to keep track of it.
Great.
I will also be there too, so we'll be in the building together. Yeah, I'm working.
Man, we gotta link. Oh, you're working. So how do I link? How do I get you a shot while I'm in there?
We'll chat offline.
Like a shot of tequila or like a shot of whiskey. Can I give it to you over the railing, or how do I do that?
You buy them when you got an Idaho offensive line one.
We'll chat offline, Todd. We'll chat offline.
Okay.
Wow. Well, that was a great sports bet segment, Francis. Very informative on it. But as always, please bet responsibly. We are not responsible if you bet everything and your wifey gets mad at you for it. So don't come to us.
Our husband.
So we're getting close to the point where we could wrap this up, but before we do, we like to get it with our quick hitters. So we're gonna bring up that week 6 schedule again. Let's run it down. Tomorrow night we got Broncos Chiefs. You already know who I'm running with. I'm going with the Broncos.
Sir.
Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Could be worse. Could be worse. I could be a Cowboys fan. It could be worse, like I said.
Yikes.
Well, can we go over real quick how we all did week 5, and then we'll jump.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Actually,
yeah.
My
All
bad.
right, week 5. So week 5 was really bad for pretty much all of us. It was a really low scoring week. But I came out on top week 5. Love it.
This guy erased his picks. What a coinky
9, Francis and Proper had 7, and Zach with 6. So right now I'm in the lead 2-1.
Okay. All good.
All right. And I think that Steelers pick helped you out because I think the rest of us picked Ravens.
The Steelers pick and the.
Hey, can we make it interesting though? When the whole season is done and all our picks, we compile all the wins. Whoever wins, or whoever's the loser's got to buy drinks.
Oh, for sure.
We're running that.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Whoever wins gets a lap dance from the other 3.
Oh, you're not ready.
I'm gonna play basketball. Do that.
I got the wrong pony. You guys will all be getting this.
No. I think we should all link up and loser buys drinks.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
That's time. Let's do it. The gentleman's bet. I got you.
I'm ready.
I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs for me.
Obvious pick, right?
I'm not trying to buy drinks now.
No.
Apparently, Proper is. I don't know what.
Well, I won last week, so don't give me that.
Mr. Degenerate over here.
Ravens Titans. I got Ravens bouncing back against the Titans.
Baltimore. Yep, same.
Yeah, I got the Ravens bouncing back. Is this in London again?
That is in London. Yes, it is.
Oh shit! Okay. This is a toss-up. What about you, Nara? What you got on there?
Oh, I'm running with Baltimore on this one.
Yeah. All right.
He already got a double over Baltimore. He's ready to root for him.
Panthers, Dolphins,
Dolphins -13.
Dolphins.
Stands up.
I'll remember that. So he said -13. So that's if they don't win by 13, then he loses.
Yes. I lose my money, but I'll win, in the quick hitter segment.
Okay.
It's 1-1. 1-1.
Quick hitters. Saints, Texans. I got.
I'm going with the Texans. Yeah, I like the Texans.
No.
This one.
Fuck.
That's tough, isn't it?
It's a hard one because Jameis Winston could very well take over that game. We've seen it happen.
I'm rolling with the Texans, but that's a toss-up.
Yeah.
Put me down for Texans. I got CJ Stroud on my fantasy.
Let's make it interesting. I'm going Saints. Let's go.
Pick the Saints, Zach. You know you want to go against the grain right now.
Give me the Saints.
Join me.
Yes.
Join me. Next slide. Who we got here? We got Commanders, Falcons. Ooh.
Damn.
What an ugly game.
Do I have to watch this?
Give me the Commanders.
You know what? I'm going Commanders because I got Brian Robinson. I want him to run all over him. So let's go Commanders.
I think the Commanders defense is a little bit is good enough to maintain the poor Falcons offense.
Oh, give me the Falcons. Commanders defense. Don't even talk about that. They let Fields go off.
Yeah, it's Justin Fields versus Desmond Ritter. Who the fuck is Ritter?
I'm actually gonna go with the Falcons with this one. Wait, where's his game? Hold on, where's his game?
It's Atlanta.
It's in Hot Atlanta.
All right, I'm going with the Falcons.
Atlanta.
Yeah, in the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Stadium.
Yeah.
In the
not bad, I've
Mercedes,
done that.
switching 4 lanes. Colts, Jaguars. I'm going with the Jags.
Samesies.
So
Pick the Colts, Zach. I'm picking Jags.
this is Jacksonville's back on the mainland, and it's a revenge game for Minshew. Give me the Colts.
Okay.
That's a solid. You know what? That's a very good point.
Go with Zach. It's a very good point.
Jonathan Taylor's getting his legs under him. Give me the Colts. Yeah,
Is he coming back this week?
he was back last week.
He was.
Yeah, Zach Moss fucking carried that game though.
You know what? I am going to go with the Colts. I think that we were just talking about this. I think that the movement from continents is going to affect the Jags. The Jags are not that good of a team, so I think it's going to fuck them up.
Toss-up game for me, but I'm going Jags. Seahawks, Bengals. I'm rocking with the Bengals for this one.
Give me.
I need Jamar Chase to have another blow. I need him to blow up again because last week was great. If you're a Jamar Chase manager, you need this again.
Yeah, I need that. I have him in another league, so that'd be nice.
Give me the Seahawks.
Yes,
This is a toss-up, man.
Yeah, come off a bye. Pete Carroll. Give me the Seahawks.
Honestly, it really just depends on if Geno Smith's going to play.
Seahawks are one of the teams I was thinking is going to make some noise in the NFC down the road.
I actually am going to go with the Hawks too because I like the Seahawks. I hate the Bengals, and I don't think that the Bengals are going to. So speaking of the Bengals, this is what the Bengals do every year. The past 3 or 4 years, they screw up in the beginning of the season, and they play really hard throughout the rest of the year. So,
hey, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going with the Hawks.
This quick hitters, no analysis, just pick and we'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
Vikings, Bears. Vikings.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
All right, so whoa, y'all throwing me off here. Okay, Zach, you're going with the Bears.
Got Bears.
Francis is Bears. I'm going with the Vikings.
I think I'm going to go with the Vikings too.
Ooh, me and Zach are on the same side for once. This is cool.
Next one, 49ers, Browns. Browns? Yeah, right.
Gang, Niner gang. Bang, bang, Niner. What the fuck y'all say?
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
It's all Niners here. I mean, that's the obvious pick.
Zach, pick the Browns. Zach, pick the Browns. I chose the Niners. Pick the Browns.
Nah, I'm going Niners. I'm going Niners.
Bias drinks. Zach, pick the Browns.
Damn it, Zach.
Give me the Niners.
Next slide, what we got? Was it Patriots, Raiders.
Do I have to watch this game,
bro?
Yeah, give me the Raiders, man. Vegas.
Give me the Pats.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Raiders.
Pats? Okay.
Yep.
Watch them get benched in the second half again. Watch.
Give me the Pats.
Lions, Bucks, Lions.
Just so you know, every time you've picked the Pats so far, they have lost, Zach.
That's fine. That's fine. That's by design, Naro.
Hey, that's a good heads up right there. Naro's looking out for you.
That's by design.
Give me the Lions in this one.
So now Francis is going to change his pick of the week to the Raiders.
No.
Yeah, let me go with the second best team in the NFC, Lions.
Lions.
Oh,
damn!
I love it. I love it. That's all I'm gonna say until I get that dub against the Niners. I love it.
Francis, you going with Lions or Bucks here?
I'm going Lions. I'm going Lions.
Rawr.
Bucks coming off a bye week though, right?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
The Bucks have some
Lions still winning
times to speak this year.
Cardinals, Rams.
Divisional game.
Give me the Rams.
Yeah.
Home game for the Rams divisional. Yeah,
Yep.
Rams.
This is actually a home game for the Rams. So yeah, this is Rams for sure.
Ooh, and Eagles Jets.
Do I really have to say my answer?
Yes, because I did.
Eagles. Eagles. Give me the
Lego
Eagles.
my Eagles.
EGLES. Yes, jealous.
Yeah, that girl was like EJEGLES. Eagles.
Oh my god.
Bro, her man knew she was spelling that shit wrong too.
Yeah. He was like, huh?
Eagles.
That was his red flag.
That was his red flag.
That's when he threw a flag
Zach,
on the
pick
play.
Jets. I know you want to pick the Jets, Zach. You love.
I want to.
Do it.
I want to pick the Jets so bad.
I'm going
Do it.
Jets.
Hey, Nara, put him down.
I'm picking Eagles.
No.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles.
I'm
Yeah,
going
we've already
Jets.
picked enough different games.
Who's going Jets?
Jermaine's picking.
I'm going Jets.
You're going with the
Yeah.
Jets?
I love it.
It's
I
home
love
game, and I feel like the Eagles could potentially lose just because they're on that high. But honestly, Eagles could very much fucking stomp out the Jets. But
The Jets beat the Bills with.
They almost beat the Chiefs. Ah, they're playing better. I'm still the Eagles though. This isn't the week for it.
How about the Eagles?
all right, Giants, Bills, Bills, baby, let's go, Bills Mafia.
Battle of New York.
Zach,
me
you
get the
gotta
Bills.
go with your NFC. No, you gotta
No,
go with
it's
your
dead. I already
NFC.
said it's
I
dead.
know.
Nope.
What the fuck?
Nope.
You were
Already said
riding
it's dead.
high for the
Nope.
Giants, and now you.
I already said it was dead. No, it's dead.
I
He said it was
thought-
dead week 2.
I thought
It's
Dable
dead.
was like one of the
When
really
they
good
won.
coach, though.
Yeah, but then they lost Barkley. And, yeah, it's dead. The dream is over, guys.
All right.
Give me the Bills.
It's unanimous for all of us. It's all the Bills. Now we got Cowboys Chargers Monday night game. San Diego Chargers. Have fun at that game, Francis.
Thank you, sir. I will be.
The what Chargers? Oh, fuck. Put some respect.
Chargers.
The
San
yeah.
Diego. I call them the San
Bruh,
Diego Chargers because they're
I'm
just
about to be at a Cowboys home game. So
Disrespectful.
Los Angeles Chargers. How about that? There you go.
There we
Los
go.
Angeles Chargers.
the San
Yeah, I'm
Diego
going-
Chargers of LA. How about that?
No, it's not the
You
Angels.
like the- you like the Angels?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
man,
Los
chill.
Angeles Chargers of San Diego.
Oh, hilarious.
Ooh, you're
I'm gonna go
that
Chargers.
meme. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chargers.
Obvious pick.
Everyone's going with the Chargers?
Yeah.
Pick the Cowboys. Pick the Cowboys now. You love them.
No, I'm going with the Chargers.
All right.
I know
all right,
someone
all
that's
right.
picking them, so
I'm trying to influence.
You know what?
bosses.
You know what? It's possible we could all lose this. I really think the Cowboys have the ability to beat the Chargers.
Yes, most definitely.
they could, but they won't.
But the,
Naro, it's a National Football League. Anybody can beat anybody.
oh,
Just kidding. I'm just
No.
kidding. How cliche.
100%.
all right,
Well,
guys, we are locked in for week 6.
Perfect. Great episode, everyone. That wraps it up with another episode of Sports from the Cave. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord and let's talk more sports. Our link should be on our website at k4v3.com. And make sure you pick up something from our sponsor for your home, studio, or workspace at safelightcandle.com. You can stay lit for the logo. I'm Proper. This is Naro. Francis. Signing off for the night. We'll see you guys again next week. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Fireman Canada.
Later.
Oh, I
Yo, they're chanting at the Penguins game, dude.
Opening
I
game.
love it. I love it.
The hockey game chanting Fire Mike Canada. Ridiculous.
We
Isn't
need
that
to just
crazy?
beat the whole episode.
I love it.